Hi, and welcome to my channel. It's January 2017, and if I had one New Year's resolution this year, it would be to play even more music than I did in 2016, and so far that's been happening. And so this year I sold a few instruments and bought a new Fender Telecaster, which has been great, and I've also been going through my older instruments and kind of giving them a tune-up. And one of the instruments is my first ever bass that I got when I was maybe 14 or so, 13 or 14, I don't remember. But it was a long time ago, and I'm never going to sell it. It's a made in Korea Squier P bass. The neck has actually stayed really, really straight. And that noise that you're hearing brings us to the topic of today's video. The electronics on this are shot. Depending on where they are, you get some major buzz, and the tone knob doesn't actually work anymore. So I went to sweetwatermusic.com, not necessarily a plug for them, but they seem like a good site, and I bought an Emerson pre-wired P-bass kit. So this video is going to be before and after an installation of this kit. So here's a bit of before, and you've heard some of the buzz and the besides crackling, the tone knob doesn't change anything. Really, like it might make minor changes sometimes, but then it cuts in and out. And the volume knob is just kind of loose and backwards as well. I don't remember that happening. So, I'm going to shut this off. Okay, so let's get to it. We're going to take the pick guard off and install our Emerson pre-wired kit. Before we take the pick guard off, I thought we'd do a bit of unboxing. So I've already cut the label, but I haven't actually taken it out of the box. So this is how it comes. So I'm going to warm up my new cordless soldering iron. This is my first use of that. Let's see how that goes. Before I get too far, I want to make sure that this it appears that it doesn't fit my Squier. Okay, so this just got a lot more difficult. Okay, so it appears, if I were to use this as a template, well, except for that one, that they're significantly closer together. Also, the hole is a bit bigger here than it is here. So I'm going to drill it out, and hopefully that'll help. cordless battery operated soldering iron and reread the wiring diagram. So my soldering iron should be hot at this point. Okay, the saga continues. I now have my, what should be much more powerful plug-in soldering iron, because this guy, the Heiko FX901, didn't seem to be getting hot enough, even with the fancy batteries in it. So I'm going to there we go. So this, I think, is the same price as this, and worked. Anyway, let's see. Now if I turn it over, is it going to break off? No. Great. That's another. Okay, I'm going to plug this in really quick. Make sure it all works before I go much further. So, let me put it back together, and then I'll clean up. Oh, it's still recording. Okay. Well, okay. So I just completed the swap of my Emerson pre-wired kit on my Squier P-Bass made in Korea, and it was not easy, let's say. I needed to remount the holes in the pick guard. Turns out this soldering iron did not get hot enough, so I'll have to do some further testing on that. And it also seems the tone knob still doesn't have any effect, so I'm wondering now if the pickups don't transmit whatever frequency this is trying to attenuate, and therefore it's inoperable. But it no longer buzzes, hisses, whatever, crackles. The volume knob works. However, my knobs that came on the Squier, the hole is too small to fit over the Emerson kit. So, just a quick loud. There's that. It plays. It doesn't hiss or pop or buzz. Let me turn this off. The amp pops when I turn it off, which is annoying, but okay. So, the Emerson pre-wired kit. It's hard to recommend for a old Squier P-bass. With cheap pickups. So I don't know, there's a bit too many variables here, but the fact that the knobs don't fit is really annoying, and that's probably Squier having a non-standard knob, because it is, I mean, it was probably $150, I don't remember, $125 back in the early 90s, early mid 90s. But it's still really fun, and like I said, the neck has stayed incredibly straight over the last 20 plus years. And it's just sentimental. I was, you know, this was my first bass. This is the bass that I played a lot through high school and in some of the best bands that I've been in. So, or the funnest bands at least. So, should you get it? If your electronics are shot, and if you have probably a Fender P-bass, not a Squier P-bass, and you don't want to assemble your own kit, because you can buy pots yourself, then yeah, so like it comes pre-wired, and it was, once I had my soldering iron figured out, or sorted out, it was pretty easy. And I'm just assuming that on a Fender you won't have to ream out the pick guard, and I'm also assuming with better pickups the tone knob will actually work. So there's that. Thanks for watching. This turned into a much longer project than I was expecting and I was hoping for. But hopefully it was helpful for you, and keep playing, and